Needs a bit more yellow and a bit of green. Oh, hello. Do you want to see what I'm doing? I drew a picture of some flowers. Not very good, is it? But it's mine, and I'm in charge of it. That's my picture. Do you know what you call people who are in charge of things? So there could be different names for them. So in the house, it's probably your mummy and daddy. They're in charge. And in school, it's your teacher. What about in a country? Sometimes they've got kings and queens and the government who are in charge of the country. I wonder who's in charge of them. So who's in charge of the kings? Do you know? There is somebody who's the king of the kings, the number one supreme king. Do you know who that is? You're right. It's God. And he's in charge of everyone and everything because he created them. And today we're going to learn all about God and why he's the King of Kings. Before that, though, I found some pictures that I wanted to show you. Look at these. These are some pictures of kings and queens, and they're slightly different. So that's an Indian king, a Maharaja. And that's a Victorian king and queen. And that's the Emperor of Japan. That's another name for them. Instead of king, you call them emperors. And that's a Chinese emperor. And that's the Thai king. And that's the queen. And they wear very, very special things on their heads sometimes. They wear crowns, don't they? If you wanted to make a paper crown, there's one on our website that you can print out and decorate. It's not as fancy as these, but you might like to have a go. Right, back to King of Kings. Shall we read our Bible and see who is this King of Kings and what did he create and what's it all about? Right, let's show you a nice big picture. A long time ago, everything was dark, and God decided that he was going to make the earth. The earth needs light, says God, and light appeared, just like that. And he made the moon and the stars to shine at night. What does he do next? God fills the world. God said, I will make grass and flowers and trees to cover the world. Then he made all kinds of creatures. He made fish to swim in the rivers and the seas, birds and butterflies to fill the air, and animals big, like this elephant, and really, really small ones, like the ladybird, to play on the land. But that's not all he did. Next, God made people. And the first man he made was called Adam, and the first woman was called Eve. Isn't that wonderful? So, can you remember all the things God created? He made the light, the sun, the moon, the stars, the land, and then he made animals and fish and all sorts of creatures. He made the grass and the trees and all the vegetables that you could possibly eat. And last but not least, he made man. And that was a very, very, very long time ago. But he's still the one that made it. He's still in charge. Gosh, that's the King of Kings, the Creator. Wow. A lot to think about, isn't it? To help you remember, you can print this out on our website and color it like mine. Mine's a little bit bigger, but you can do it smaller if you like. I suggest you stick it on a harder piece of paper because otherwise it gets a bit floppy. But it helps you remember all the things that God created. Darkness, he gave light, created the sky and all the vegetables and trees and flowers, and he made the sea and the land and the stars and the moon and the sun and the animals. Last but not least, he made people. And if you make the other bit, which goes over it, it goes a bit like this, and then you can turn it if you manage to put something in the middle here to keep it steady, and then you can turn it, and that becomes your creation wheel to help you remember that God is king. Now, there is another way we can remember this, and it's a little song that I wrote up. And it goes to the tune of "The wheels on the bus go round and round." I'm sure you all know that song, don't you? So let's give it a go. I hope you can see this. It is a bit blur, isn't it? There we go. Oops. Oh, that's not very good, is it? Never mind. I think you'll be able to see it on our website. I'll put it up. And we change the words. So let's use our creation wheel. That might be easier. So it goes, who made the day and night for us? God did that. God did that. Who made the day and night for us? God is king of the world. And then you change the words. So instead of saying day and night, you can change it to say sky and stars, land and sea. Let's try land and sea because that's a bit easier for me to see. Who made the land and sea for us? God did that. God did that. Who made the land and sea for us? God is king of the world. Cool. Well, you can practice that, and maybe next session we'll try and sing it better, and I'll put the song out a little bit clearer so you can see. Right. So that's what we've talked about, isn't it? We've talked about who created all of us, who created all the things that we can see, and therefore, who is king of the world, and who, up till today, is king of the kings, and all of us. Right, so maybe we should end with a little prayer to help us remember this and ask God, the King of Kings, for help. Close your eyes, let's pray. Dear God, thank you that you created everything we see around us, and that you've given us so many things to be thankful for, and that you, though you created it many, many, many years ago, you are still King of the kings and King of the world and King of us. Help us to learn more about you as we grow up day by day. Amen. Good job. Well, that's all I have to share with you today. So have a lovely week, and I hope to see you next week.